I have a confession to make. We have tons of games that can be played solo. We have tons of games that are meant to basically only be played solo, and yet I really struggle to play solo games. And it's not for not wanting to play solo games. In fact, I have narrowed it down to 3 different things that come to mind when I avoid playing games solo. One of them is, what if it's boring? The other one is, what if it's annoying to set up? And the last one is, what if I realize that I wasted a whole bunch of money by buying a game that I didn't like to play solo? And of course, none of these questions are things you can answer unless you just try it and have an experience and see how it goes. And while my experience might be different from your experience, I'm going to go through each one of these games as someone who really struggles to play solo but really wants to play solo more often, and do my best to articulate that experience so that you might be able to vibe off of my experience and decide for yourself whether or not these are games that might be worth investing in or trying if you're interested in spending more alone time with yourself while playing board games. So I'll be talking a lot about how stimulating the game is, how specifically I look at stimulation within my own gameplay, how irritating the game is, because that can be a huge barrier to me setting up and breaking down a game, and also how irritating things like admin are in the middle of the game, and ultimately whether or not this is something that I feel like was a good investment, knowing my own taste profile. So while you're definitely going to have to think about what your taste profile is and the ways that it differs from mine, if you're someone who tends to bail on a game if it's understimulating, overwhelming, frustrating, or too much of a faff, and if what draws you in is the thinking mechanics behind it, some of the visual components, and the tactile or sensory nature of it, then there might be some things that I can help with in this series. So I'm gonna have to start somewhere, and I'm curious about which game you'd prefer that I start with. I've got 4 right here: Isla and Something Shiny, Kuriko, which is more of a tabletop RPG to be honest, Whispering Woods, and Kinfire Delve. Which one should I dive into first?